Book Dragons, I am back to film another video for you all. I am going to do a 5-star read prediction for you guys, and we're going to go over the books that I think that I'm going to love in the fall months. I'm probably will give you an update probably when I finish them all. Ideally, before December would be great, but we don't know. I have always so bad at these videos. But I'm trying to pick books that I'm like super excited to read, and hopefully that will motivate me a little bit. So let's get into it. I haven't read yet, but they're all on my TBR, or this list. The first one is Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I have had this on my TBR since it came out, and I love this author's third book, I think. She wrote Sisters of Sword and Song, and it was like a standalone, and I really enjoyed that book. I gave that book 5 stars. This one has to do with dreams, and dreams as a person always like fascinate me, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. I don't know if it's a standalone or it's a series. I could look up it on Goodreads, but I just thought that this was like Rebecca Ross comes a rich nuanced story about vengeance, family, and the captivating power of dreams. This cover is super pretty. I got it from Owl Crate a couple of months back, and it has a really, really pretty dust jacket as well. But I'm really excited for this one, and I think I read like a chapter of it, and I was really intrigued, but then I got distracted. I blame the Avengers Reading Challenge, but I'm excited for this one. And then another book I'm super excited for is Katharine McGee Rivals. This is I think it's like the third book in the series, but there was also like a prequel novella that came out that I also read. And this is like the third book in the series, and I think this one has to do with the Royal Tour, I think she's traveling in this book, and I think that I heard Merrily Kristen say that like it sets up book 4 really well, and I love this series. The series is like candy to me. Like I can read it. It reminds me a lot of like Gossip Girl or like PLL Without the Murder. But if you haven't heard of this series, and it's been a bit since the first couple books came out, it basically is an alternative history. What if George Washington was crowned king and we have a new queen? And it just sounds really like the first queen ever. And it really sounds super interesting and compelling. I really enjoyed the first 2 books in the series. Then the prequel novella was necessary because I feel like it like recapped a bit. But I'm excited to dive into this one as well. Another Owl Crate edition is Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen, and this is a fairy-themed novel. I think that it was like a witch, a curse, and a prince, and that is how the story was crafted to me. But I'm really, really excited for this one. This cover is so pretty, and I've been wanting some more fae books in my life. So, and again, the next book sort of is fae-themed as well, but this one I'm really excited for. And then These Twisted Bonds is another fae-themed story. This is actually a sequel, and I love these HoloVals quite a bit. And I remember getting to the end of these HoloVals and being like, oh my goodness, I need to know what happens next. So this is a fae-themed novel. And yeah, I'm really excited. I don't want to say too much because it is a sequel, but I really did like these HoloVals and think I will enjoy this one as well, and that's why it's on this list. And then the next book are a couple of arcs that I picked up from ALA. A couple of them are newer and a couple of them are not coming out for a while, but Wild is the Witch by Rachel Griffins just came out, and this is a standalone enemies to lovers contemporary fantasy standalone. I read Nature of Witches last year and loved it, and I really like her writing style quite a bit. But this is another like witchy themed contemporary, and hers tend to be like super emotional as well. And I'm curious about the enemies to lovers because enemies to lovers doesn't always work for me, but this time I think it might because I just really, really like her writing style. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this one. Sorry if you saw my dad's head in the back. The puppy's over here and we're all nosy. But the next book I'm hoping to read is Defend the Dawn by Bridget Kimmerer. The first book in the series was Defy the Night. When I first filmed this video, I couldn't think of the title. But this follows Tessa and Pick Cochran again as they're trying to prevent a revolution. And this, I really liked book 1. I thought book 1 was really, really interesting. Again, there was a plague pandemic like element to that story, which wasn't planned like when we were going through a pandemic. So I'm excited to go back and see these characters. I really do like Bridget Kimmerer's writing style. I've read like everything that she's written in the last couple of years. She has one series I haven't picked up yet, but this cover is super pretty. It comes out in September as long as it doesn't get pushed, and I'm really excited to read this one. This one is cheating, but Aruna's Fate by Kaylee Smith does not come out until 2023. This is a Disney book. Disney had a lot of 2023 books like on their tables, but I picked it up, and this is another witchy themed novel, and if there's any time to read a witchy novel, it is in the fall, so I'm probably going to pick this up relatively quickly and just save my review, but I do want to read it. So you guys will hear about this probably in December when I do my wrap-ups, but this is a book that I really want to see, and this cover's pretty. The only thing I know is that it says witches in the back, so I was intrigued, and they were pitching it a lot at Disney when I was around their tables, and I was there a lot. They had a lot of good books. I also just picked up a copy of Lore Olympus Volume 2. Again, this art style is stunning, and I normally read graphic novels like on my Kindle because I read it specifically, but oh my god, this art style is just stunning. So this will probably be a quick read one day when I just need something to quick get through. I'll probably save it for a readathon or something, but I'm really excited for this one. I got this one from Barnes & Noble. I do have a book haul coming up too. I just have a couple of orders in the mail that I'm waiting for, and then I'll film that as well. And then another book that's on this 5-star reproduction is Flirting with Faith by J.C. Cervantes. This is her contemporary magical story, and it follows a character named Ava, and she is late to seeing her grandmother before she passes away, so her grandma's gifts pass to this random boy and not her, and I think that there's a love connection between them, so that sounds really, really cute, and I think, again, witchcraft powers will make a perfect fall read. Seasonally, I think I should probably read this really soon, but another book that I heard Merrily Kristen chat about as well was The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, and this is a Chinese mythology story, but from what I heard, it's like very, very feminist in nature, and I'm really intrigued by that. This cover is really, really pretty. Sorry, the glare is a little bit bad. But I've heard really good things about this. The cover that like Fairyloot had was, oh my god, stunning. But I still really do like this one as well. So hopefully I will get to read this soon. It has to do with water and the spirit realm, and hopefully it will still be appropriate for the fall, but I should probably read it sooner rather than later. Oh, my books just fell down. And then the last book I'm going to chat about in this video is Crooked Kingdoms by Leigh Bardugo. Earlier this year, I read Six of Crows again, like physically read it, and I loved it. When I read this series the first time around, I listened to them, and I don't think that was a good way for me to read it, but I'm excited to complete the story, especially because season 2 of the show is coming out, and I really liked reading it, so those are the books that are on my 5-star read production TBR. Let me know what are some are on your 5-star read productions for the rest of the year, and I'll talk to you guys soon for my next video. Bye, friends.